Hello, bestie. I'm back. But I currently have a free weekend of absolutely nothing to do so far. Normally, my boyfriend and I do date nights Friday into Saturday. However, we had to move it. So this weekend, I have a completely free schedule to do whatever I please. And that is why we're gonna do a very long weekend vlog with nothing but catching up on reading and doing tons of writing. So lots of bookish things going on. Lots of bookish things. I have a slightly expected, hopeful TBR list for the weekend already loaded up. I'm actually almost done with this book here. This is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. It is a small town brother's best friend type of romance. I'm obsessed with it so far. I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the dialogue and banter between the characters. But I'm gonna finish this up. This is first on my checklist for this weekend. I guess it's gonna be a weekend of blue books because I have another blue book that I'm hoping to finish this weekend as well. I really want to finish this. This is the second book that I'm hoping to get to on my weekend TBR. This is Heartless by Elsie Silver. Again, another small town romance. However, this one is going to be single dad trope, grumpy sunshine, that type of vibe. I'm excited to get into this too. I feel like I've shown this book on a few reading vlogs in the past that I've done, at least the last one or two that I've done in the past, and it's because I always pick it up. I ended up getting about 100 or so pages in the last time I was reading it and then got distracted, so I never ended up finishing it. So basically the whole beginning of this book, I know what's gonna happen, but I don't know because I have crap memory, so I don't remember that well. But these are my two hopefuls to finish for the weekend. I'm not gonna be an overachiever or try to be an overachiever and put all these books on a weekend TBR knowing that I'm also going to be writing. So this is gonna be a fun vlog of both reading and writing. If I just so happen to want to do more reading along the way, then I will. But as of right now, I kind of want to do both. Doing both is fun. Let's do both. Yeah. So I'm actually going to go ahead and screen record my screen a little so that y'all can get a good look at what's going on over here. All right, perfect. So this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. This is like my just playlist for the project. I have just tons of country songs, country playlists on here for my own enjoyment. This is kind of how I get into the mood for writing. I had somebody on TikTok ask me like, how do you get into the mood for writing? And this is how I get into the mood for writing. I just go down this playlist and just play the music and go to my story and just rock out. Okay, I just rock out, vibe out. This is currently what my Miller note looks like for Project Survivor. That is currently what we're calling her. Look at this. This is my overall mood board for every single story that I've currently created in Project Magnolia. That's the complete name of the series, Magnolia Meadows. So I'm calling the series Project Magnolia, but the books have individual project names of their own: Project Survivor, Project Sweethearts, and Project Ranch. Now, I made these very fun mood boards for each one. So as you can see, we got Project Survivor over here on the left. Then in the center, we have like that Project Sweethearts. And then over here on the right, we got Project Ranch. And I'm obsessed. This is kind of how I do it on Milanote. I'll just pull up the character map. So that way you can see kind of how I plan out characters and their connection to other characters in the story. As we can see here, we got Josh, our main character, and then we have Daisy over here, our main female main character, and then we have all of their connections. So everybody that is connected to them, if you will. Okay, I've been using Reedsy for writing and I'm at currently 25,554 words. I am in the process of trying to rework layout of my book a little bit. I went back after discovering that my book really lacked in the description department. I went back and started adding in details. Everything was happening as if it was a short story, all right, or a novella. I wanted to slow down the pacing a bit. I did want to make the characters feel more three-dimensional than they already were, and it just wasn't working out with the way that I had it set up. Now, I already redid chapters 1 and 2, and I moved a chapter so that it wasn't just 3 consecutive chapters of the same character speaking each time. So I interjected that chapter with the male perspective, but now some of the events that take place in it in his chapter don't make sense with the linear progression of the grand scheme of things. Okay, making more work for myself when you think about it, especially because I'm trying to finish this draft 0 by October 1st. Making more work for myself, but in the grand scheme of things, it will be like I will thank myself later. Basically, I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer for 25 minutes for our first writing sprint. I think I'm going to spend the first 25 minutes just rereading the order of the chapters and then seeing what I can work out with the timeline. So that's where we're gonna start. Let's get it.
Every minute slipping by, even when I close my eyes. Ruthless, I know. You might even wonder why I go.
I look crazy. This I know. It's 8 o'clock. I've been working on my story a little, but I won't lie. Most of my time recently, for about the last hour and a half, was spent on FaceTime with my friend trying to get her 17 tickets for the upcoming 17 tour. I am a big K-pop stan, and one of my very close friends is also, and she really wanted to go to the 17 concert. I am normally really good at always getting great spots and queues for concerts. So we just recently went to see AT's back in July, and we had barricade tickets for that. And so she asked me to help her out with the second day to LA show for 17. Y'all, why was we like number 22,000 and 26,000 in line, or 22 and 28,000 or something in line? And obviously I was on the phone with her, so I didn't do any work during that time. So I'm just kind of getting back into the flow of things. I've written a little bit more of chapter 3. I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm just bringing these pictures, these images off of the top of my brain and kind of seeing where they could fit in the story. I think I'm gonna actually take a break soon since it's about 8 o'clock. I think I'm gonna try to find a good place in this chapter, and then I'm gonna pick up one of the books that I want to read for the weekend and get on with that. So I think I'm gonna put this down in just a second and pick up a book, because this has my brain like you know, you don't know, but I know I need a little bit of a break, a little bit of an escape, if you will. So I'm gonna take a break on chapter 3, revising of chapter 3, Josh's chapter, and dive into the rest of Done and Dusted. Let's see where Emmy, Clementine, and Luke go in Meadowlark.
Wonder why I go MIA sometimes. I can't deny. Try to hold on to the things I can't keep. Control. Took a couple months till you knocked on my door.
Good morning. So it's actually not the morning. It's about 12:47 in the afternoon. I'm just now showering. I had to really tame the mane, okay? If you're a curly girl, then you know wash days are a hassle. And I hadn't combed my hair in days, and it was like just pulled up into a bun, and so the tangling was real, and so I was really struggling. I was struggling in there, but we out and we're ready to get into day 2 of this vlog. I ended up working a little bit more on my book last night, but obviously not too much because I really was just kind of tired and ready to go to bed. So I ended up shutting down my laptop and reading. I did end up finishing Done and Dusted, and I rated it a 4 stars. It was so cute. It was so cute. Honestly, I want to see what these people look like in real life, because he kept talking about how beautiful this woman was, and I just thought to myself like, wow, I really would like to see this character in person, like in 3D, and see how pretty she actually is, because he was fiending, okay, fiending for her in this book. But it was so good. It was so cute. The smut was demure, very respectful, very cutesy, but also like, whoa, okay, this dude got a mouth on him. I always love, that's something I absolutely love in books, is when the main male characters like really have a dirty mouth. There's something about it. It's just something about it that scratches that itch in a part of my brain when they just really know how to talk to a woman. Also, the guy in the smut scenes, I'm not gonna spoil it. Read it. I really liked it, but he was throwing her around like a rag doll. I was like, period. And she was like that too. She was like, period. Throw me, baby, throw me. So I rated this a 4 stars. I ended up finishing it around like 12:30 in the morning last night. And then I ended up going to bed like literally right after. So I pushed through and read literally, I think from a little bit before the halfway mark all the way to the end. The book was only slightly over 300 pages. I think like 317, 313, somewhere around there. And now I'm awake and I'm ready for day 2. We are going to be trying to get lots of writing done today and also get through another book if possible. I'm actually going to start off my writing session today with a little bit of reading. I have book 2 for the weekend right here next to me, which is Heartless by Elsie Silver. I talked a little bit about it yesterday, but it's basically small town romance again, but this one is like Grumpy Sunshine. This follows the brother of the main male character from Flawless along with the best friend of the female main character from Flawless. So Willa and Cade, I think that's their names. I have already gotten about 100 pages into this prior. I'm just gonna start it over from the very beginning and just get it cracking. I'm probably gonna read for about the first hour, see how far I get, and then we'll jump into writing from there. So get started with Heartless. A second, I just realized I just read Done and Dusted, and as I opened up this, that was like in Wisconsin right outside the Rocky Mountains, but I just realized that this is also near the Rockies. Interesting. Everything, all these ranches, everything in near the Rockies. The Rockies is lit. I need to go see the Rockies. How about that? It's been a while, okay? It is currently 7:13 in the afternoon, and y'all, I only have this much left of Heartless, okay? What started off today as being me just reading to get into my writing mood ended up being just me diving into this book because I cannot put it down. Send help, I can't put it down. I hope I can finish this by 10, okay? So it's 7:13 right now. I only have this much left, and I'm really hoping I can finish by 10. I literally paused this in the middle of a spicy scene because I remembered, oh shit, I have not checked in on my vlog all day because I've been right here in the same spot all day. I only got up for a little bit of time when I went to go get some Chick-fil-A, okay, for lunch. That's it. Besides that, I have been on this couch reading this book. I'm a pretty slow reader, okay? Sometimes I have days where I can just fly through something, but Miss Elsie, normally I would be about done with a book that's already on 270 pages. But Miss Elsie write chunks, okay? Miss Elsie write books, all right? And it's well over 400 pages in this. I will say that Daddy K, after what just occurred in the pages of this book, yeah, Daddy indeed. One thing that Elsie is good at is writing some character development and writing some smut, okay? I love how she developed her characters through her storytelling, and also I just love the tension that she builds. And now it's just so rewarding when the characters finally do the devil's tango. It's so rewarding. It's so much more rewarding because you have felt like they're warming up to each other the entire 200 and plus pages, and now it's like finally paying off in a scene that is fire, okay? Fire. I will check back in when this book is done, give it a review, but I already have a feeling I know what this is gonna be rated, okay? I already have a feeling I know what this is gonna be rated, and then I'm gonna check in with you, and if it's still kind of early enough, we'll try to work on some writing as well tonight. Alright, I'm back and I'm here to give you a little rundown on Heartless. I just finished. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5 stars at the moment. a 4.5. I think that's kind of what I'm leaning more towards for my rating with this book. This book gave me all of the feels. It was so cute. I love Willa and Kay's like developing relationship. I always love Elsie Silver prose. The way she just writes characters is just so like chef's kiss, seriously. And I just couldn't get over, I guess, them in this book. It was so good though. 4.5 stars. But like always, or sometimes I just feel like books this thick, sometimes they drag a bit. I guess all of the chapters and scenes and stuff really did play a part in the development of these characters and their personalities and taking them from point A to point B in this story. But at some points I found myself kind of like speed reading to get to the next part. But it did not take away from my enjoyment of the book. It is currently 9:47. I've read this whole thing all day long. This is what I've done all day long. I read really slow. So I started this about 1 o'clock today and I just finished at like 9:45. That tells you about how slow I kind of read books. I did take a little break, talk to my mom and stuff like that, and then go get lunch, but roughly it took about the whole time from there to there. And I think that's just because of how it kind of slowed down in about like this chunk of the book. Somewhere in there it just kind of like slowed down a bit too much for me, but overall love it. I can't wait to read the next one, which I think is Jasper's story and Sloane's story. I'm interested to see how that's gonna work out, being that she is currently with someone else. But yeah, I really want Winter is Summer, the girl from the first book, Flawless, her sister, and she been kind of struggling and I really want her to get a new man, but we'll see how that works out. I am actually gonna cut it here and chill out for the rest of the night, but that's all for now.
Look so fly like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My oh my, when we drive on by.